Hey, what's up, everybody? It is December 30th, 2011, the last Friday of 2011, and I welcome you to a new edition of my shoot commentary, if you will. And in case some of you don't know what my shoot commentary is, basically I'm here to give my thoughts unscripted, without a script and all that, on certain episodes from certain shows. And in this case, I'm here to give my thoughts, as you could see, on this episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. But this is not just any episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, folks. No, this is actually, as you're going to see eventually, Sonic Christmas Blast. Now, what can be said about Sonic Christmas Blast that apparently has not been said before by a lot of people? Well, a lot of people have agreed, like myself, that it's a bit of a combination, bit of a mixed bag, if you will, of adventures and satire. I know that's kind of hard to believe. But first of all, let's talk about when this was released. This special was actually released, ladies and gentlemen, in 1996 on the USA Network. That's right. See, the USA Network apparently had a deal with Dick Animation and Sega. Sorry if you heard a bump there with the mic. But apparently they had a deal with Sega of America and Dick Animation to not only broadcast both Adventures and Sat AM on the weekday morning lineup, but also to be the ones that broadcasted the world premiere of Sonic Christmas Blast. Now, Sonic Christmas Blast was originally supposed to be entitled, as many people probably know about this, if not, was supposed to be originally entitled Sonic's Extremely Sonic Christmas, or something like that. But due to the fact that I think the Extreme game was canceled and Blast was okay, they decided to just go with Sonic Christmas Blast. Now, the story about this, as many of you have probably already watched this, if not, the plot basically for the special, I should say, is the fact that Robotnik, in his Adventures design, as you're about to see, if not already, or you're about to see or whatever, along with Scratch and Grounder, also from Adventures, basically tries to take over Christmas. That's right, he tries to take over Christmas. And how does he do this? Well, what he does is he makes it look like Santa is announcing his retirement from doing the Christmas, giving. And Robotnik's going to take his place as Robotnik Claus. Now, it's very interesting about this because it does focus on Sonic and Tails and all that. But it has a kid here. We don't even know what the name of the kid is. We don't even know his name. But apparently he's one of those to try to stand up to Robotnik for what he's done. Well, basically, this kid ends up paying for trying to stand up to Robotnik by being put in a factory or something like that. I don't know. But one of the most talked about things about this special as well, like I said at the beginning, is it's a kind of a combination, if you will, sort of a mixed bag combination of Adventures and Sat AM. And why do I say that? Well, as you're about to see, if you didn't see already, we have Princess Sally. That's right, we have Princess Sally Acorn in this special. But as you can see, or have saw, it is indeed her Sat AM design, her Season 1 Sat AM design, but there's something different. Her coloring, that's right, you should probably look at it, or have seen it, her coloring is not brown, it's pink. In her hair, well, it's the same color as it was in the show. Now, apparently the reason this was done was due to the fact that it was more, based on Adventures than anything, and I guess they wanted to give an idea of what she would look like if she had been in Adventures. Now, what's unique about this, again, though, that really allows it to kind of have that mixture of Adventures and Sat AM and all that, is the fact that the city that they go to do the Christmas shopping is also called Robotropolis, or in this case, Robotropolis. Kind of like how Sonic OVA, when it was dubbed when it was given an English dub, I had the Land of the Dark known as Robotropolis. Anyway, what happens here is Sonic and Tails basically, they're trying to look for a store that has anything, and I mean anything available for them to buy and purchase to give to Sally. Now here's the unique plot point about that, a little subplot there. A little sub-story, if you will, side story. The little side story, side plot, whatever you want to call it. Basically, Sonic and Sally basically Sonic and Sally made a promise to each other that they weren't going to get each other Christmas presents. But apparently, the year before, according to the special and from what Sonic says in it, they made that same promise before, and yet Sally decided to get him some Christmas gifts. So Sonic basically wants to make up for that by giving her some Christmas gifts. But like I said, as they look in Robotropolis and they see that all the stores are empty, they're wondering what's going on. Now while this is all happening, Robotnik's robots, Scratch and Grounder, are basically repossessing things, or basically getting people to pay up on taxes or something like that, or pay up on gifts and all that. So what do? In the end, like for example, as you probably just saw, they take a person's house. Go figure. Anyway, while Sonic and Tails are looking at one of the stores for presents, they end up overhearing what's going on, and overhear Robotnik being called Robotnik Claus, so they're wondering what the heck this is all about. They bump into the kid, apparently from the store and from the beginning of the special, and he explains the whole situation. Now, of course, this is when they encounter, if you haven't seen this already, encounter Scratch and Grounder. Scratch and Grounder, basically being the dumb bots that they are, I guess, end up explaining the situation to Sonic, Tails, and the kid that, oh, by the way, this Santa is a robot. And they try to take him out right then and there. Now, of course, after the usual Sonic disposal, of Scratch and Grounder, you know, Sonic, again, just like in Adventures, is able to use a disguise to get Scratch and Grounder to tell him where the real Santa Claus is. So basically being, like I said, the dumb bots that they are, they end up doing it. Not knowing until the end, until after they spill the beans, that they just got tricked by Sonic. So, anyway, it's kind of cool. Now, of course, Robotnik or Robotnik Claus, whatever you want to call him, is not too happy about this. He's not too happy about the fact that Scratch and Grounder let Sonic know what Santa was, but instead he decides, okay, instead of punishing you guys, one, I'm not going to give you guys a Christmas card, which I was planning to do, but instead tells them, okay, you can give me the ultimate Christmas gift by getting Sonic at the North Pole. So that's what they do. Apparently they go up to the North Pole to try and stop Sonic from rescuing Santa Claus. Now, of course, on the way up there, Sonic encounters, I guess you can call them the Adventures version of Swap Bots. Because that's what Tails calls them. He calls them Swap Bots. Yeah, I know, that sounds kind of ridiculous. But that's what Tails calls them. He calls them Swap Bots. And like I said, again, it's kind of ridiculous that he would do that. But this is Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, so what do you expect? Anyway, Sonic basically, along with Tails, is able to, well, Sonic himself is able to kind of, I guess, dispose of the Swap Bots, if you will. First by making them fall into the icy water, and then go in the cave, he's able to get them to fire at each other. When he says, on your marks, get set, fire, or something like that. But he gets them to fire on each other, and after that, he's looking for Santa, and Santa hears him and basically goes in the direction of Santa's voice. So, yeah, basically, basically Sonic is able to rescue Santa without without any problem and get him out of the cave. And take him back to his workshop so he could try to try to fix things, try to make things right again. And that will end part 1. I'll be back with part 2.